Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to burn any type of video file to a DVD with the intention of playing it back on a DVD player. Now this seems like a simple process, but it actually requires a specific program to encode the file, the video file, so that it can be played back on any DVD player that you use. Now this program is called DVD Flick, and we're going to have to download it from the internet. So the first thing you want to do is obviously go to your web browser and type in dvdflick.net, dvdflick.net. And it's going to load, and it's going to tell you information about what it's about, features, links, etc. We're going to click on this third tab right here called Download. And once that loads, you're going to click on this huge yellow icon called Download DVD Flick. And it should start downloading. It's actually going to bring you to sourceforge.net, and in about 5 seconds it's going to start downloading. Okay, that finished downloading, so we're going to click on that file, and it's going to run. Now, Windows is probably going to ask you if it's going to allow that program to make changes in your computer. Click yes. And then a setup is going to start. And you're going to click next, accept the agreement. Next, this is just asking you where you want to install the program. Generally, it's in program files. If you have a different preference, if you're installing it, let's say on a USB drive, it's going to be portable, then you want to change that. Otherwise, if this is just a normal installation for you, just keep it the way it is. Next, asking you start menu folder, just keep this, and it's not really going to matter. Click next. Create a desktop icon. Do you want to associate DVD Flick project files with that software? Keep that. If you don't want to associate, you can click no, yes, whatever. Click next, and then install. Now I already installed this on my computer, so I'm not going to do this. So let's say I just installed it. And there should be, depending on if you chose, there should be a desktop icon on your desktop now titled DVD Flick. You're going to want to click on that. And DVD Flick's going to open. It takes a couple of seconds, depending on how fast your computer is. So right now, you're basically seeing nothing, and you need to add some stuff to your DVD. So what you want to do is click Add Title, and basically Add Title is the same thing as adding a video. So it's going to open, Windows Explorer, and you're going to be able to choose whatever video file that you want. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your video file. Let's say you're on vacation and you want to show someone a really cool video that you recorded, and you want to put it on a DVD, because then let's say they don't have a computer and they only have a DVD player. Well, this is the good software, and this is the right tutorial for you if this is the case. So you are going to go to wherever that file is, and let's say this is my file right here, and click open, and it's going to load that into your project. Now right now what you're seeing is the video that is going to be encoded so that it can be played back on a DVD player. So you can go to your project settings, and this is basically where you can change settings for your DVD. So the title, don't mess with that. That's basically the title of the DVD. It's not going to make a difference when you put it in a DVD player. You're not going to be able to notice anything. Encoder above normal, that's just saying like how important the encoding is. The higher you put it, the faster your encoding may be. It's not gonna be that much noticeable. Don't mess with threads. Video target format, depending on what country you're in, you want to use either PAL or NTSC. And if you're in the United States, use NTSC. Other countries, I'm not necessarily sure. There's obviously a lot of other countries, so I'm not sure which one you use. But in the United States, we use NTSC. If it's a movie, let's say you have a movie on your computer and you want to watch it on your DVD player. Most movies are recorded in 24 frames per second, which is what film is recorded in. So you want to click film if it's a movie. If you just recorded it yourself, you definitely just want to click NTSC. Encoding, this is an important part, one of the most crucial settings for your project. So we've got 4 selections here. We've got fastest, fast, normal, and best. Now basically what this is the encoding time. So fastest, it's going to be very short. But when it's going to be very short, you're going to have to sacrifice video quality. When it's encoded and it's put on your DVD, the video is not going to look very good. It's going to look kind of crappy. Fast is a little bit better. You're going to have a little bit better video quality. Normal is what I would suggest using. It's going to take a considerable amount of time to encode, but it's going to give you a pretty decent video output on your DVD. Now, best is the case if you're very concerned about your video quality, you want to be as top-notch as possible. Definitely want to choose best. Now, there is a disclaimer here, and it says, the best profile produces only marginally better video quality than normal, but it is much slower. So it's saying, it's going to kind of make it look a little tiny bit better, but it's going to take way longer to encode. So, unless you really, really, really care about that video quality, just leave it at normal. Target bitrate, leave that alone. Audio, this audio modification, the only reason I touch that would be, let's say the sound on your audio file, your video file is too low. You want to raise that, I would put it to about 130%. Otherwise, don't mess with it, because if you put it up too much, it's going to sound bad. It's going to sound way too loud. It'll be bad. Playback, leave that alone. Burning, this is what you want to make sure that you burn project to disk, make sure that's selected. And okay, if you don't create an ISO image, just make sure it's burning the project to disk, because that's what you want to do, obviously. That's the main part of this project. Verify disk after burning, that's saying once it's burned out of the disk, it's going to verify that everything was burned onto there correctly, and that will take some more time. 99.9% of the time, it's going to be encoded on there good, unless something catastrophic happens. So, unless you're really concerned, again, these are these really picky settings, unless you're really concerned, don't verify it. It's just going to take more time. You can eject the tray when done. Click accept. Accept is going to save all your settings. Menu settings. So this is basically if you ever go on a DVD movie and you see that menu with scene selection, subtitles, etc., etc. This is basically kind of that. There's no scene selection, but you can choose a cool menu. Plasma sphere, I don't know if that's the title of whatever you're putting on your DVD. If it's just a video file, really, you don't need anything, because all it's going to do is start automatically playing right when you put it in the DVD player. Now, if you choose a menu, it's not going to do that. It's going to open this menu, and they're going to have to press the play button on their DVD player once the DVD starts going. So it's going to take some more time, and it's going to be a little more weird. None is quick, clean, not complicated. It's going to start playing right away, and when it's done, the DVD will stop, and that'll be it. So you're going to want to click accept. And now you're going to want to click create DVD, because you're going to make your DVD. This should not pop up for you. The reason this is popping up for me is because I've encoded DVDs before, and it encodes it in the exact same location on your computer. So every time it's going to overwrite those, because it needs to have more space in that folder. It needs to have its own space. It needs to get rid of those old encoded files. So if this is your first time doing this, you should not even see that. So ignore that entire section. And this is saying you're putting it on a disk. Make sure there's a disk in your drive. Click OK. It's going to start encoding. Once it starts encoding, it's going to finish probably fairly quickly. And what's going to happen is once it finishes encoding, basically what's going to happen is it is going to start burning to the disk. So basically it'll do everything by itself from there. You won't need to you won't need to do anything else besides just sit there and watch. And it may take 20 minutes depending on how big the file is. To encode, it may take 20 minutes, it may take 3 hours, depending on how large the file is, high quality, There's a lot of factors that'll put into that. So, this has been a tutorial on how to burn any type of video file onto a DVD for playback on a DVD player. This is the PC Helper, and thanks for watching.